I'm Susan from Tarjac. You may know us as the source for the best camo for your guns and bows, but we do so much more. Our custom work with automotive parts can transform any vehicle, our ATVs, sleds, four-wheelers, motorcycles. We've received national recognition for our work with Orange County Choppers, and we are most proud of our partnership with the future servicemen by providing customized helmets for the Army-Navy game. From the national stage to your favorite hunting ground, it's Tarjac.
Hello and welcome to the CNY Business Connection. I'm Jason Weinstein. Coming up on this week's show, an update on a story we brought you about a local couple taking the problem of the national debt into their own hands. Well, right now that couple getting a little bit of help from their friends. We'll tell you more. Plus, Business Connection classifieds some job postings from around the area, but we'll begin with the latest in business news from around the area.
Lockheed Martin is aiming high and flying across international waters. The Lockheed plant in Owego designed and configured the cockpit in these two MH-60 Sierra Seahawk helicopters, which are sent on their way to the Royal Thailand Navy. The local plant has long sold its product to the U.S. Navy, but sending them overseas is new.
Those are the first two that we've ever sold here at the site, and the first two that the United States government's ever sold. So they're heading, they just took off. They're going to go down to the port of Baltimore, where they'll be loaded on a ro-ro ship and depart for Thailand.
Once in Thailand, the Sierras will be used on utility missions and become part of the Navy's search and rescue fleet. Barton also says selling the aircrafts overseas will grow the business, and the Owego plant will hire engineers in the near future. In recent years, more and more states have been turning to casino gambling to increase revenues, and there are reports that Governor Cuomo is considering the idea of allowing non-Indian casinos in New York State. Cuomo is not sure if a constitutional amendment would be needed to permit casino operations. The state already has 8 racetracks which feature electronic table gaming and video lottery terminals. Some tracks have made it known that they want the state to allow roulette, blackjack, and poker, as well as other traditional table games. Public hearings on the issue are planned for September. The state legislature has repeatedly rejected casino gambling over the past decade, but boosters say casino gambling would bring a much-needed boost to the state's economy. And reaction from Tioga Downs on the possible expansion of casino gambling in New York State, as Governor Cuomo made it known that his administration is considering full-fledged non-Indian casino operations. The expansion at facilities including racetracks would allow traditional table games, including roulette, blackjack, and poker. Tioga Downs management likes the idea.
The other benefit for us would be we would attract a younger crowd, so it would really be helpful to us. Slots basically tends to appeal to our older generation, and I think the younger people like to play poker and like blackjack and craps, so I think it'd be a terrific idea.
Garal adds that more customers means more revenue for the state and more jobs for the area. While the economy has been struggling, one local company has been doing well enough to expand. Raymond Corporation, which is located in Greene, is teaming up with Broome Tioga Workforce to find 20 new welders. The growing company is America's leading maker of electric lift trucks. The company has interviewed experienced welders to help fill increasing orders.
Our orders have gone up, and certainly, that's good news for us in the area, good news for manufacturing companies. Orders have increased steadily since the beginning of 2011.
To apply, you can visit www.raymondcorp.com. As fears have spread over the health of the American economy and the security of the dollar, the price of gold has continued to climb. So if you have any old gold in the form of jewelry or antiques, now's the time to have the value assessed. The Treasure Hunters Roadshow was at the Riverwalk Hotel in downtown Binghamton, and everyone was encouraged to bring in precious metals and collectibles to be assessed. If you're lucky, the Treasure Hunters, whether it be at this event or others, will hand you a check in exchange for your goods. The biggest seller, no surprise, the Roadshow, is seeing lots of gold.
It's definitely a big time to be selling it. I mean, it's as high as it's ever been, so it's definitely a good time to bring it in and get it checked out and sell it.
The city of Binghamton sees a potential economic boost from the downtown, and now local officials are taking the initiative. Mayor Matt Ryan joined city council members to provide progress reports on the Commission on Downtown Development. The commission is co-chaired by Councilman Sean Massey and Economic Development Director Mary Harris. The chairs and 5 working groups hope to seize the development potential of downtown, starting with student housing, which will attract more businesses and in turn encourage a diverse population.
The downtown of the city has seen significant changes from the bustling commercial districts of years past to a time of economic hardship and vacant buildings to today when we are seeing the beginnings of a positive shift and an increase in investment in downtown.
The mayor introduced the 34-member commission during this year's State of the City address.
When you buckle up with Dave Freeman from Schaefer's Tour and Charter, he says you're in for a safe ride.
The cargo you have is the most important and precious thing you could be carrying.
For 8.5 years, Freeman has practiced safety before, during, and after driving his passengers to their destinations, and that's because of how he was trained.
Safety is our first priority. Second is customer service, but safety is, you can't have one without the other.
Drivers have paperwork, drug tests, logs, and even a driving simulator to make sure they practice safety on the roads.
No one wakes up in the morning and really thinks about safety. You know, you go get in your car and you go about your day. But when we get up in the morning, you know, safety is paramount here.
And safety just doesn't start with the driver. It actually begins here in the maintenance garage, where crews are underneath the buses performing inspections and preventative maintenance before the bus hits the road.
Checking, always checking, triple checking.
The only concerns we have is that the buses are safe when they go down the road, and there's nothing going down the road that has not been worked on, looked at, or repairs made to.
Tires, brakes, belts, and lights are just a few of the many areas that are checked to meet DOT regulations. And the DOT can show up anywhere for an inspection, where drivers hope to get one of these blue stickers. But with a sticker or not, accidents do happen, like last week in Whitney Point.
It's always scary, and we always look at them very closely to see if there's anything we can learn from this.
And while the recent accidents may scare passengers away,
If you do your job right, the risks are very small.
Schaefer's is convinced that traveling by road is the safest form of transportation.
We hope you enjoyed that. Time now for the latest Business Connection classified, some job postings from around the area. The Association for Visual Rehabilitation and Employment is looking for a manager of new business opportunities. This person would be responsible for identifying new AVRE products and services which have the potential to grow employment opportunities for people who are blind or visually impaired. Products and/or services identified must enhance both the mission and profitability of AVRE. The position has a focus on enhancing federal and state government business, but commercial opportunity development is also expected. Some business travel will be necessary to perform the essential functions of the position. Please send your resume to Kevin Berger's attention at AVRE, 174 Court Street, Binghamton, New York, 13901. You can fax your resume to Kevin at 607-771-8045 or email kberger@avreus.org. As business grows, AVRE continues to create good jobs for legally blind individuals in various manufacturing, assembly, and packaging departments. These positions range from entry-level assembly and manufacturing to machine operators. AVRE offers competitive wages and benefits. Interested legally blind individuals should contact Kevin Berger, Accounting and Human Resources Manager, at 607-724-2428 or email him at avreinfo@avreus.org. Time now for a break, but when we come back, why you need a plan for your business plan. Plus, one local couple taking the problem of the national debt into their own hands and right now getting a little bit of help from their friends.
I'm Norm Poltenson. I've published the Central New York Business Journal for 25 years. Our success is based on the fact that we know only one audience, owners and managers of businesses in Central New York. We publish stories for them, we don't offer sound bites, and we always source our information. Maybe technology's changed since I started publishing 25 years ago, but not our mission. You can always rely on the Central New York Business Journal providing your business news.
Make your company's job opportunities stand out and get seen. The Binghamton Business Connection and BizConnectTV.com have created the area's first video job posting service. Don't hope a few words of text will get you the local candidates you want. Get your opportunities seen on the Binghamton Business Connection TV show and BizConnectTV.com/jobs. For an inexpensive multimedia and visual way to showcase your job openings, call 239-0199, email bizconnecttv@gmail.com, and watch the Binghamton Business Connection on My 8. Welcome back. Plenty of talk recently about the national debt. One local couple looked to do something about it, and their baby step has turned into a movement. Amanda Kenny has more.
Okay. You got two more.
Judy Goldschmidt fears America's debt will have a grave impact on her children's lives.
It's not just a game. It's not just politics. This is a serious business. This is our children's lives. This is our country's future that we're talking about.
So when she heard about the association to reduce the national debt, she was happy to donate. And she's not the only one.
We need to take control as Americans. That's why we have our freedoms and our liberties, so that we can take action and we can make a strong message.
Annette Weisner is joining Seth and Terry Eisenberg's initiative to do something about the nation's debt crisis. And it doesn't stop there. The couple is now receiving phone messages.
You've been sitting in the Red Robin Diner in Johnson City and listening to my conversations. That's a great idea. I had that idea months ago.
And emails, an appearance on CNN, plus many donations since we aired their story 2 weeks ago.
It's wonderful to know that so many people are behind us and willing to do even more to help their country.
And now that the organization is catching on, the Eisenbergs say their mission has become much more than just trying to get their nation's debt down.
Our mission is twofold. We want to collect the donations to help actually reduce the debt, but we need to send a message to Washington, we need to send a message to the world, and we need to send a message to the credit rating agencies.
And just like Judy, the Eisenbergs have their family's future to think about.
We have 4 children and 1 grandchild, and we want to ensure that they have the same opportunities that we have had.
And now that the stock markets are uncertain and the country's credit rating is down, the Eisenbergs say now is the time to take action.
Our thanks to Amanda for that. Time now for the latest bit of business wisdom from someone who has lived it, thanks to our friends at Prendismo.com. And this week's bit of business wisdom, why you need a plan for your business plan.
I like the thought process that goes through looking at all the different sections and the financials that's in the enterprise, in the entrepreneurship book. But writing out the full business plan, I find certainly in our market and the technology, when you're starting out with a small chunk and letting your customers kind of grow, your business is constantly evolving. So trying to keep it in a malleable format is probably the better. And whatever your thought process is, if you're one of those that really needs to write to think and form ideas, then it's not a bad idea to at least write an executive summary and maybe a summary of each of the sections. If you're someone that thinks more by pictures and a storyboard, then PowerPoint seems to work fine. You still need to do financial planning, so I always throw the financials into either one of those. But I think it's the exercise is probably more critical for me than actual how do you go, what's the format. Am I thinking through all the critical issues? Am I thinking about how to tell the story of the business, whether it's verbally or written or in a pictorial slideshow. And just making sure you're hitting all the core segments of the business, challenging your assumptions, and you can kind of challenge those over the course of building the business. You can look back and say, okay, I made these assumptions, but I just got some counterpoints in the market, so what do I think about that? Okay, let's adjust that. And keeping it in a format that can be adjusted over time is probably the most critical. That you feel that you can adjust over time is probably more critical than, do I write a full business plan or do I just create a PowerPoint?
And that does it for this episode of the CNY Business Connection. Thank you very much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Jason Weinstein. Have a good one. Make your company's job opportunities stand out and get seen. The Binghamton Business Connection and BizConnectTV.com have created the area's first video job posting service. Don't hope a few words of text will get you the local candidates you want. Get your opportunities seen on the Binghamton Business Connection TV show and BizConnectTV.com/jobs. For an inexpensive multimedia and visual way to showcase your job openings, call 239-0199, email bizconnecttv@gmail.com, and watch the Binghamton Business Connection on My 8.